Aloha, everyone. Michelle Melendez with Blossom Inner Wellness and StandTogetherHawaii.com. And this video is on weather modification, understanding that Acapulco was attacked, Lahaina was attacked. We're going to show the similarities. I'm going to show the similarities as well as understanding weather modification. This can happen to anybody at any time, anywhere. We are under attack. This is not a fear porn, even though it sounds that way. It's an understanding of knowing that this journey we all decided to come and take together is to end the darkness and the evil that has run this world for thousands of years. And it literally has been thousands of years. You guys, it has been since the Roman Empire. When the Roman Empire, um, during the Roman Empire, when Jesus died, Christianity started to grow, and the Romans were actually losing power, and that's why they created the Catholic Church, Roman Catholic Church. And then they manipulated the Bible. I'm going to be sharing videos on that, and that's going to piss off some Christians or some people that believe what they believe. But this is the truth of what I know it to be for me. You don't have to take my beliefs on. You don't have to believe anything I say, obviously. But I am going to be sharing about that. And also, what happened was throughout the Dark Ages, Catholicism ruled, and people thought that they could only get to God through the preacher, through the priest, and through the Pope, and that he was, secondhand to God. Well, he still thinks that way. And and then what happened was the Protestant Reformation in the 1500s happened, and then the Catholic Church created the Jesuit order, which then was their goal was to destroy the Protestant Reformation and destroy Christianity and bring everything back to the Pope. And they have infiltrated all nations. The war that is happening, Israel and Palestine, is not because of Israel government. It is because of this Jesuit, Zionists, British imperialists, the bankers, the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, the JP Morgans, all of these people who think they are elite, which they are not. They are just an evil empire, an absolute demonic, Satanist, evil empire. And they have created weather modifications. They've had it for a very, very long time. So I'm going to start with that, with this one right here. I'm going to share my screen. Weather, climate conditions. I know if you guys have been watching my videos, you've seen this before, but it is good to keep sharing this stuff so people don't forget that this is what is happening. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, they in the late 1940s and 50s, many deemed the deliberate and inadvertent alteration of atmospheric conditions by human activity, as known as weather modification, as a promising science and future. Currently, the most common form of weather modification is cloud seeding, which increases rain and snow. And they also, now they can also, oh, here it is right here, sorry. Weather modification can also have the goal of preventing damaging weather, such as hail and hurricane. They can stop this as part of Public Law 92-205. All non-federal weather modification activities must be reported to the U.S. Secretary of Commerce. So this is real. And let me bring this down a little bit so I can open this up. This is a U.S. patent, method of apparatus altering region in the Earth's atmosphere and ionosphere and magnetosphere. And the patent number is 4,686-605. This is a method of apparatus for altering at least one selected region in which normally exists above the Earth's surface. So I'm going to leave this in the description. You guys can look at it. This is also on StandTogetherHawaii.com. This is a program, a company, Weather Modification Incorporated. It has a wide range of services to provide knowledge, data, equipment, and capability of any phase in your project. And this is a real thing, you guys. And then the last one I want to share is actually second to last, October 13th, 1776. I know I've done this before, but it's good to remember this and to share this. the enrollment bill would direct the Secretary of Commerce to conduct a study which would include an assessment of the potential economic importance and legal, social, ecological implications of expanded weather modification activities. And so this is huge. It's a big old act of 1976. And then the last one I want to say, there is no climate emergency. I know I've shared this before, but this is super importante to get it out. This was signed by over 1,600 scientists. You have to be a valid scientist to sign this. To believe the outcome of a climate model is to believe what the model makers have put in. This is precisely the problem of today's climate discussion, to which climate models are central. Climate science has degenerated into a discussion based on beliefs, not on sound self-critical science. Should not we free ourselves from our naive belief in immature climate models? And this is signed by over 1,600 scientists from around the world: Argentina, Australia. Australia has like 200 people that signed this thing. Austria, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belgium, and then on. So forth and so forth. You guys can take a look at that. But I want to do another screen share because I want to show you Acapulco. And what does the health ranger have to say about this, comparing these two things to Maui? So let me just say that Maui, no siren, no warning, electricity turned off, water turned off, no help afterwards, no help. They were actually trying to get people who were helping to stop helping these people. And it looked like a bomb went off. Somebody said it looked like a bomb went off in Maui. So I'm just saying this because I'm going to be showing you guys this video right now on Acapulco. Let's start. Oh, let me make sure that I did that right. Screen share and audio's on. Okay, good. So you guys can hear it.
Looks like a bomb went off.
Yeah. Well, this is where it gets interesting to me because I was very suspicious of the reason why the port authorities or the city of Acapulco or the government of Acapulco did not warn the public about what happened. And as soon as I began to look around, there was no sound outside. There were no airplanes. There was no rescue anything. There was nothing. Acapulco was officially destroyed entirely. All the boats in the bay, including the one that I was on the previous day, had sunk. And it was very quiet. And I was expecting at least there was going to be police choppers, military choppers, something in effect of assisting the people to tell them what their instructions were going to be, because there was no power at all. Most of the roads and infrastructure was completely destroyed. But what's interesting about this is I suspected it was a weather weapon used against Acapulco for the construction of a 15-minute city, but I wasn't sure. I didn't have full proof of this.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I do want to return to that. Hold on just one second, but let me add for our viewers, Acapulco is also a center of cryptocurrency and a lot of libertarian type of projects.
So we don't need to go into all of that. I'm going to leave the link to this video below so you can see it. Here's there's a couple more parts I want to share around this.
It would take to blow out windows in cars that are sitting underneath ports. Any car that was outside, the windows were blown out, okay? And most people have driven fast cars, maybe over 100 or whatever, and the windows don't have any problem, and there's aerodynamics and all these other things. It was truly unusual to see that the glass in the cars looked like it exploded. Wow. From some type of unusual electronic weapon of sorts. I couldn't believe what I saw. I could understand the poles and the palm trees being pulled out and all those other things. The windows inside the ports where the car were blown out all over the place.
But
everywhere.
the building that you were in, being concrete, of course, it withstood the wind.
Yes.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. But I would imagine a lot of other people who did not have the shelter that you had, they lost their homes. There had to be many, many deaths. I don't even know what those numbers are. Does anybody know what those numbers are yet?
No, because what we found out was when we saw the military show up many, many, many hours later. It took them a long time to get there. They weren't helping or assisting anybody whatsoever. And for many people there, including myself, I was thinking, okay, what are the comms here? What's going on? Are we going to be told? And they have no relation whatsoever to the public. They're there for themselves, and they were helping themselves, and there were choppers flying around later in the day, but nobody knew what was going on. I was expecting them to be patrolling the streets, which they were driving through the streets, but the only thing they were protecting was the military bank, their own bank.
Oh, wow.
Not anybody else's bank. Nobody else's bank was being protected.
Yeah, got to protect the gold vault.
I took a lot of film footage, and I knew what I saw there, that was a complete reset in action, shall we say, of the entire area.
What?
And I want to share this one. Now he starts to talk about Lahaina.
Until it was way too late.
Well, let me bring in this pattern here that's happening, because Lahaina in Hawaii, which has been forgotten ever since the situation with Israel.
Yeah.
But Lahaina was also this beautiful coastal town owned mostly by local Hawaiians. And of course, it was destroyed. Many people believe direct energy weapons were involved. It's very clear the government stood down. They turned off the water. They allowed fires to take over and obliterate a significant portion of the town. And also, by the way, you know, there are thousands of children that were missing. At least 1,000 are still missing. And I haven't heard a thing about those missing children ever since October 7th, when Hamas attacked Israel. So, you know, if the globalists wanted to, you know, memory hole 1,000 children, that certainly was an easy way for them to do that. But what Acapulco and Lahaina have in common is they are these beautiful coastal cities. And we know that the globalists are actually running a Gaza-type experiment for all of humanity. And I've said, even like the way Israel engineered Gaza to be an open-air concentration camp, you know, fully surveilled.
So I want to go here to the weather modification. 1911.
Time, and the evil genius of weather weapons, or geoengineering as it's often called, is that it can all be blamed on nature. So
right.
no government is fingered as the culprit or you know, launching the attack, and we just blame nature. But you know, I've had Dane Wigington on the show many times. There are you know, ionization technologies that alter weather patterns, that can steer moisture clouds, that can affect wind patterns, and so much more. I mean, there are dozens and dozens of patents in the U.S. Patent Office on weather control systems. It's not even a conspiracy theory anymore. It's right. Openly written about across the media. So given that this can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere, you guys. And it's just important for us just to know that, and not to be afraid, but just to understand what is happening. You know, people like to go in their own lives and just forget about things, but it's important to see and know what world we're in.
The one thing to make everything work, to get everything moving and organized in terms of how to exit, what food to bring in, all that other stuff, we didn't have any comms whatsoever. And the Mexican people, including the people that are there, I imagine it's complete chaos there. I saw and have footage and heard phone calls of people directly involved with the military, including transcript messages of people talking to the second person next to the president there. And the people of Acapulco are not a priority at all. Wow.
So yeah, just like Lahaina, the people don't matter. You know, Lahaina people went to the Capitol many times and numerous times, and the governor is just ignoring them. So the reason why I wanted to share this is because we don't have to. We get to choose. Everything is a choice. And it's important, I feel, that to know the world that we're in and to know what is available. We do have free energy. We do have that technology. In fact, let me go to that area. I was going to do 2 videos and I'll just do one. But I'll do this one. Here we go. Let's see here. So this is about free energy. We do have this available to us, you guys. And this is why these people are doing this evil empire, because they are going down. Their time is limited. And we are going to be coming into a really amazing time, but we do have to hold on for the ride.
Bigger picture, and let's talk about low energy nuclear reactions, because we know that the globalists of our world, they will carry out any number of crimes against humanity in order to keep the human race suppressed. They want to keep everybody down, and they want to deny the human race access to technology, and specifically cold fusion technology, which hopefully our audience is at least somewhat up to speed, but it was initially demonstrated by Fleischmann and Pons in 1989. It's been replicated in hundreds of labs all around the world. It's been studied by the US Navy. It's been replicated in labs in Russia, in Japan, in China, all over. You've tracked this perhaps more closely than any other person, that certainly that I know. And it seems like this technology is on the verge of being commercialized and released upon the world as, I'm not going to call it free energy because it's not free energy.
Right.
You do have to feed it mass, which is heavy water, but it's dirt cheap energy. You turn seawater into electricity without combustion and with no carbon being released, no nuclear material, no radiation, nothing like that. Where does low energy nuclear reaction technology stand today? And how do you think that it plays in with the globalist agendas that we're talking about?
Well,
So I want to stop share really quick. This energy will change everything, you guys. This is why the US is in Israel, because of oil. They want to stay in control. But this is a new energy that is available to us. And he's going to be talking about how we need to demand that this be released to the people. So this is an action people can take, is to contact their legislative body. The link is in the description. Just click on the link if you're in the United States. If you're not in the United States, you can go, how do I contact my legislator? How do I contact my senator? Whatever they're called in your country. Contact them. Let them know. We know about weather modification. We know that we have cold fusion available to us, and we want it. And that's just what we're all going to do. We're just going to contact every single legislative body, every single senator, and tell them, we know we're being attacked. We know that there's weather modification, and somebody is doing this. I've shown in one of my other videos with Bruce the images. In fact, let me see if I can find that. I'm going to pause my recording. All right, so I found it, and I want to share this because we have weather modification happening. And actually, I want to make sure the audio is on again for you guys. It's on. Okay, share. Here we go. Remember, if you guys have seen this, it's all good.
Suddenly the clouds start lining up in straight lines and coming at us from the trade winds. Now, the trade winds come from the northwest and head this direction. So these clouds are heading for the Hawaiian Islands, but you notice they stop at the Hawaiian Islands. They don't go beyond the Hawaiian Islands. These are just normal puffy clouds on the other side.
Oh.
Clouds lined up.
What's up? Sorry.
In the afternoon.
Sorry, you guys. Messed up.
And I'm sitting on my front porch right now.
Let me,
Straight lines of clouds coming at us, perfectly formed, like long tubes of clouds like I've never seen before. Like, wow, look at that. And we had major winds that day. We had 30-mile-an-hour winds,
look at
constant
this.
winds
Look
coming
at
at
this.
us.
This is not normal. Lined up like this and then nothing. Okay. This shows this is some type of weather modification here, and then it stops. If this was normal, these would be puffy. In fact, he's got pictures of normalness. This is normal. This is normal. Look at that. That's normal. This is not normal. Stops right at the Hawaiian Islands. So this weather modification is happening. It can happen to anybody, anywhere, at any time. So what we want to do is we want to stay calm, and we want to prepare with at least 3 to 6 months worth of food. You have a plan, but don't live in fear, because we are each here to end the tyranny that we've been under for thousands of years. We are here to end it, you guys. So our light, each one of us matters. So your light, my light, our truth, speaking our truth. You know, I went to a party, and they had an intro of the Maui fires. You know, they're supporting Maui fires. And I showed up, and I talked to the lady. I said, "Oh, did you guys talk about the attack on Maui?" And she looked at me with her eyes widened. I said, "Yeah, the attack on Maui. Did you mention that?" I said, "Because have you seen the satellite images of the weather in the satellites, the real-time weather?" And she just kind of like just didn't want to talk about it, but I was speaking it. That's what each one of us should be doing. We do it in a kind way. I did it in a kind way. And then when the conversation was over, I said, "Okay, well, good luck, aloha." And I walked away. But that's what each one of us, that's our kuleana, that's ours to do, is speak the truth. To know where we're at, we're on the earth. We each are the us little people who aren't government leaders. We can be attacked at any time. We have to know that. So we watch our backs. We know where we're at. We look around and we assess things. We know where the exits are. If you go to a public concert or something, know where the exits are. We just take precautions. We still live in love and in joy, but we are not stupid. All right? We're not going to be naive. I can be very naive, and I've been taken advantage of many times because of that. And that a part of me loves that about myself, because I love people and want to think people are good. And now I'm really watching myself. I'm watching where I go. I'm watching if anybody's following me, which I have been followed. That was 2 years ago, thanks to somebody, very dear friend of mine, showed me how I was being followed. But that's just what each of us need to do, is to take responsibility for ourselves, our family, get prepared, and then contact our legislative body. The link is below. Contact them, tell them you know about weather modification, send them the links. I'm going to send all this information to you. I'll write out a thing. All you got to do is copy and paste it. And then tell them we know about cold fusion and we want it. We want to end these wars. This energy we demand it. So I think that is, I think I showed that. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's do our prayer. Great Spirit, infinite source of love. You really are love, the frequency of love. And this evil empire who has been running the world and enslaving all of us for thousands of years, its time is up. And we know that. And with such a grateful heart, so much gratitude, so much appreciation for being guided, for knowing that we have what it takes to get through this time, for knowing that love conquers this evil. It truly, truly does. And that they are afraid, and they will be leaving this planet never to be returned. We know that all of these evil demons that call themselves governors and police chiefs and mayors and the elitists who think they are elite, their reign is over. Their reign of terror is over. And no matter what they throw at us, no matter who departs from their body in the next moment or the next few years, we know that their reign of terror is done, that the evilness is over. And even though the attacks are here, we see it in Acapulco, we see it in Maui, we see it in East Palestine on the mainland, in Canada and Australia and in Israel and in Palestine, all of the people innocent, all people innocent. We know that this demonic force is leaving. And we trust in this consciousness of love, which we come from. We trust in it. We know that the consciousness of Jesus Christ, which is absolute unconditional love for every single person on the planet, doesn't know race or creed or any of it. Unconditional love. That the sun doesn't just shine for white people. The sun doesn't just shine for Israel. The sun shines for everyone. It doesn't discriminate. That's how much we're all loved. So we know that there is a higher purpose for all of this, and it is spiritual growth. And the spiritual growth is part of that is awakening to the truth that we have been enslaved, and we are enslaved, and we are under attack, and we still hold the line in courage and inner strength, with love in our hearts, with compassion for all people. And we hold hands together, knowing that we are one human race with one heartbeat beating together, with no boundaries, just love. We hold each other in light and in goodness and in strength. We know that all people matter, and that the beautiful world that we know is here, can be here for all people, is happening now. And it is absolutely done. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Great Spirit. So I send you so much love and peace wherever you are in the world. Please take action by contacting your legislative body, demand cold fusion, demand they look into weather manipulation and weather modification. I will send you these links that Acapulco has been attacked. Maui was attacked through weather modification. It's not climate change. I think I showed, yeah, I did. I showed the 1,600 people. There's numerous other proof around. There's no other climate emergency, you guys. It's just not there. So I'll send those links in the description as well. You've got to see those again. All right, you guys, much love and aloha.